And joining me now is Dennis Darby, CEO and President of the Canadian Manufacturers and Exporters. Dennis, thanks very much for joining us.
Good morning.
Your reaction to the news, where do you think this will go?
Well, of course, we barely ever comment on the process. We were very confident in the process that the minister undertook. All I can do is reiterate for the tens of thousands of small and medium manufacturers and the 1.8 million people that work in manufacturing across Canada, the uncertainty of not having this resolved, is a huge stress, and it certainly is not what we would want. Obviously, there's heavy dependence on rail for the manufacturing sector in all areas, and so we really hope that the two parties will ultimately get to the table, hammer out a deal, with the threat of binding arbitration, and hopefully that process will work.
Now, have you seen any indicators on where this appeal might go, if the Teamsters might win, and how long this may take?
We're certainly not labor or experts.
No.
What we hope is that, as has been scheduled, that the two sides would get together in the next month or so. We really can't sustain any amount of a shutdown or a disruption in the rail system. It's just too expensive. It's about $500 million a day in manufactured goods. We're just getting back to normal after the run up to the last last week. It really has a disruptive effect on the economy and really affects our ability to export. So we're hopeful that the process will play out, and the sides are entitled to do what they need to do, but hopefully that the process that the minister laid out, which ultimately would have both parties come back to the table, will work.
Now, you mentioned things are just almost back to normal. Is it the normal, or are people hesitating to ship things? Are the rail companies doing things slightly different right now because they're sitting in this unsure situation?
Well, no, things. Supply chains are pretty short term. So I think some companies have tried to move more of their parts if they're smaller, or ingredients on trucks if it's available. But that system is as you know, is heavily taxed anyway in terms of its capacity. No, things are getting back to normal. I think companies are all trying to make sure that they have inventories at a level that would sustain them if there is a disruption. So I'm really, so we're in that sort of in-between period right now. It's not normal. It's normal in anticipation, just in case. But let's hope that there'll be a lot of discussion, a lot of rhetoric in the next few weeks. Let's hope that ultimately the system keeps working, and things will move back to more normal, because it's really important for our exports and certainly important for the sector.
And Canadians in general. Dennis, thank you very much for joining us.
Take care.
Dennis Darby is the CEO and President of the Canadian Manufacturers and Exporters.